What's up, guys?
Part 2 of the in-person episode series.
We're back.
I hope everyone had a great Christmas.
Yes.
A great holiday season.
Happy holidays. Second night of Hanukkah tonight as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you celebrate that, but yeah, no, listen, it was a great holiday season. Got some great holiday bowl games going on. Still going right now. We're not done picking for last week's picks. They're still going on. We got Pitt, Toledo right now going on, and then Rutgers, Kansas State later. Yeah, what you think? What you think of the bowl game so far, Evan?
Bowl games, jeez. Okay. Well, it's obviously 12 teams was way too many teams.
Yeah,
It has just been murder. Just
Yeah.
murder. Like, obviously, it's just murder. Like, what's the point? There's money hungry.
yeah,
That's just the name of the game. NFL, college football, they're just so money hungry.
yeah.
Like, just have 8 games. And I honestly hate the fact that like Arizona State and Boise had first round buys. Too.
Yeah, I mean,
they wouldn't beat half the teams who played this past weekend.
especially with Arizona State. I think they play Texas this week, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a blowout. It's not even going to be. It's hard to make a competitive case for it when the only incentive is money, right?
Yeah.
They obviously you can't give 2 buys to like an SEC team or a Big Ten team.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think they probably should have gone to 8 teams.
100%.
A lot of these games were not close. Like Notre Dame,
At all.
They whooped them.
Notre Dame, they beat Indiana by not only 10, but it was garbage time touchdown to make it 10 points. SMU got slaughtered. Zach and I were texting back and forth. We were just like, we couldn't be like, did he throw another like pick six? It was like, this is ridiculous.
People were making jokes saying the SMU quarterback had the money line for Penn State.
Yeah, he probably did.
Because what did he throw, like 3 picks?
He threw like I think 3 picks and 2 pick sixes.
You can't be doing that at this point.
Inexcusable.
It's supposed to be the highest quality game.
Yeah.
At this point in the season, and that was a garbage time game. I mean,
it was, and it sucks because I know Bama or even South Carolina or another 3-loss SEC team would do better than they did against Penn State.
Oh, absolutely.
Then it's just like just win the games. Win the games. But that was a slaughter. Ohio State slaughtered Tennessee. We thought that would be competitive. It wasn't at all.
I mean, I didn't think Ohio State would win, but I forget they kind of win every game except for Michigan. So
yeah, Michigan has
little blinded by that Michigan win.
It's horrible. Yeah. And then who's the other game? Oh, Texas Clemson. That was actually probably the best game.
Yeah, that one was really
good. Went back and forth.
I forget what that ended at, but yeah, that was
what was that score? Texas. It was 38-24.
Yup.
So it was a little better.
Yeah.
I mean, 14 points, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for this week's.
No, this week's a great slate
because we get to see Genty go against probably the best defense they've gone against this year.
I mean, Oregon was really good. Don't get me wrong, but this Oregon team's playing completely different.
Oh yeah,
than when they played earlier in the year. That it's a different team right now. They've how it is at the beginning of the seasons. They takes a second to figure it out.
Look at the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, we lost week 2, 3 to Tampa.
We were 1-1 the first 2 weeks.
But no, I agree though. This week's gonna
be good
for the most part. Good. I mean, there's a couple games looking at it. For the playoffs alone, I mean, I don't know how competitive Texas Arizona State's going to be. Like I said,
that's going to be probably
the rest of the games.
Worst game.
Rest of the games for the playoffs should be really good here.
It should be very good. I'm looking forward to some
great bowl games.
Oh yeah, some non-playoff bowl games like Alabama and Michigan.
Yep.
Roll Tide.
Right now, Evan's 6-1 for picks. From our previous video, I'm 5-2. Like we said, we still got 2 more games to lock in our official standings here, but it's looking good. Toledo's up right now.
I'm putting the belt to Zach.
Pitt
throughout the whole year. I've just been out picking Zach week after week. It's been kind of bad.
Yeah, rough start, but you know what? It's a
rough season.
The bounce back is going to go crazy.
Rough season.
It ain't over till it's over. That lady ain't singing yet. So, yeah. With that being said, you want to do some college football picks?
Let's do the picks.
Yeah, you want to walk through them? Or you want me to walk through them?
Walk through them.
Yep.
Let's do some picks.
Let's do them. First one, Armed Forces Bowl, Oklahoma, Navy.
Let's see. They're coming off of a huge win, the Army.
Yes, but a disappointing end, I'd say, to the season.
Yeah,
they started undefeated.
Yeah. Oklahoma.
It's still Oklahoma at the end of the day.
They're still Oklahoma, but it's like they're so bad. Like
This
they
might
finished
be one of the
6 and
worst
6
Oklahoma teams we've seen in
in
a
a
minute.
long time.
Yeah, but the quality of it's like we go back strength of schedule, right?
Yeah.
Oklahoma's 6 and 6 is probably still better than a lot of teams
Yeah.
10 and 2,
I
right?
agree. I'll go Oklahoma.
Right.
Just because, to your point, literally just because of that. They're 6 and 6 in the SEC. There's no way you can tell me Navy would be 6 and 6 playing the exact same schedule. So
Yeah.
I'll go Oklahoma for that one.
I agree. I'm also gonna pick Oklahoma. I mean, Navy's a great football program this year, apparently. But I don't think that win against Army is enough momentum to keep them going up against an SEC team. You know, Army's obviously been a little bit better than all the other armed force schools this year, but I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Yeah, it's not. So, OU, we're rocking with OU. Boomer sooner.
Yeah,
that's what they say, right?
Yeah, I think so. Next up we got the Birmingham Bowl, which is Georgia Tech at Vanderbilt.
This actually, I think, is gonna be a really good game because both teams, Georgia Tech took Georgia like 9 overtimes or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Vandy, they beat Bama this year.
This is probably, I think we were saying before, the best Vandy team we've seen
ever
in a long time.
Ever.
In our lifetime, at least.
In our lifetime, easily. Oh, wow. This is actually a
don't forget Georgia Tech's, they started hot in the season, beating, I forget what at the time ranked
Florida State.
Florida State was, but as we saw, Florida State was kind of pretender.
Florida State's a MAC school.
On the Florida State note, you see DJ's going to declare the draft.
Interesting.
I saw some people saying he should better update his resume on LinkedIn. But
learn to cook, buddy.
Nah, yeah. Listen, State Farm's always hiring.
Jeez.
He's not getting drafted. There's no way.
He'll get drafted.
He played terribly.
He'll get drafted.
He might get practice squad.
He'll get drafted. He'll get drafted late in the draft, like
you
fifth,
think?
Sixth, yes, fifth, sixth, seventh round.
I don't think he played well enough for that personally, but
you're right. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Get drafted.
But back to Georgia Tech, Vandy.
Georgia Tech, Vandy. I'll go Vandy.
Vandy, I like it.
I'll go Vandy. I think SEC is a little bit more competition than the ACC.
I agree. I think I'm gonna pick Georgia Tech here, though. I don't know. They started hot this year. They got a couple really good linebackers, I know. I just don't think Vandy's that good, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, Georgia got that one crazy line. I saw a meme of him. It's like, this is like the linebackeriest linebacker I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He had like that neck plate and all the just jacked and
he was
huge shoulder pads and just
he reminded me a little bit of like what's his name from the Texans, Brian Cushing or whatever.
Yeah.
That dude was roided up.
Just a linebacker.
That's when I think linebacker.
Head linebacker. Just your typical linebacker.
Yeah, I don't know why when I think linebacker, I think a roided up white dude.
Just huge.
Yeah, I don't even think he's white. In all honesty, I think he's like Samoan or something.
Oh, maybe he is.
But anyway,
Georgia
I'm a rock with Georgia Tech here. So
that's fair.
A little diversity already.
A little bit.
Next up, we got the Holiday Bowl with 21 Syracuse at Washington State.
I'll go Syracuse. I'm gonna go Syracuse. This one, they're ranked. I didn't watch much Washington State this year. One of the 2 Pac-12 teams.
Did they win the Pac-12? I don't remember who won that one.
I don't even know. I was
1-0 or 0-1 in conference.
I was thinking to myself, how would they do that if Oregon State or Washington State finish undefeated the entire will they be in? They probably win.
Yeah, I mean, but they'd have to treat it similarly to like a Notre Dame.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're basically independent.
They're basically independent, yeah. But I'll go Syracuse. They came out. I think their last game was against Miami. They won at home.
Yep.
So I'll go Syracuse. They play some good teams this year.
I agree. I'm gonna also rock with Cuse. Washington State, I don't even think played anybody this year, in all honesty, and they didn't even do that well this year. So
yeah,
I'm gonna rock with Cuse.
Yeah, me too.
Next up, we got the Las Vegas Bowl with Texas A&M at USC. This is gonna be a great game, I think.
I think so. I'll go A&M though. USC's broken. Lincoln Riley has just been deteriorating as a coach in Southern California since leaving Oklahoma. If he doesn't have a good quarterback, he's not good. I think he's a great quarterback coach, and
I agree.
But I don't know. It's just
maybe even offensive coordinator.
Exactly. I was thinking about that. I was gonna say I was thinking about that. But it's
just not working.
It's just not working. It's just his defenses aren't physical. He can't win games unless he has the Heisman caliber quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Texas A&M for this one.
I mean, it's like we talked about earlier in the year. This is probably one of our first videos. Is it time for him to start getting the nod to leave USC?
Yeah.
And I think it's.
I think so.
I think
it's
at that
trending
point
that way. It's trending that way for
He
sure.
walked in with the golden door and golden shoes, golden everything. And it's kind of started to
It's just
fizzle away,
bad,
and
just bad.
it's only gone downhill since he's been there.
The amount of incentives USC gave him too.
Yeah,
Gave him like a $10 million house, a private jet for whenever. Like, I don't know. This is some crazy stuff. I remember talking. We were in high school when it happened.
yeah.
I remember talking about it. It's just
What's the point of having all that if
you don't win
and
games.
giving all that to a coach if they can't produce wins?
Yeah, that was.
I
It
think
was a flop.
I think sooner than later he's going to be leaving.
Yeah.
Which honestly I'm okay with. He'd make a great offensive coordinator, whether that's in the league or in college football. I don't know.
We know Ben Johnson's leaving.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah. So
You think
I'm also going to rock with A&M on that note.
That's good.
They started out. They were ranked at one point in the season. I don't think they're ranked anymore.
No, they're not. Both are ranked at one point in the season.
Yeah, I feel like A&M's ranking meant a little bit more.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Pop-Tarts Bowl with trophy with an actual toaster in it this year.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you saw that. 18 Iowa State at 13 Miami. This should be a decent game.
Yeah, I go Miami. Iowa State got absolutely murdered by Arizona State in the Big 12 championship. Miami, they have no defense, but they still have Cam Ward playing. I think he's playing.
Yeah.
They still have Cam Ward. Yeah. You know, he's a top 3 quarterback in this year's draft.
He might even be 2.
The second, yeah, behind Shedeur.
Honestly, him and Shedeur are kind of interchangeable in my opinion. They both played out really great seasons. Team didn't perform as well.
Yeah, Heisman finalist.
But,
I'll go Miami. I don't
trust a weird trend lately. I don't know if you've noticed this as well, but the best quarterbacks in the draft are on kind of bad teams
in the college. Yeah,
right. Like we look at it, like Shedeur, Cam Ward, obviously.
Like subpar,
even last year, if you think about it, Caleb's team didn't do that good. LSU didn't do that as good as they were hoping.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels.
It's true. But in the past, like the best quarterbacks to come from like the best team, like Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Baker.
Yeah, Baker.
Kyler even.
Tyler. I can't say Mac.
I was thinking Mac.
I can't say.
Obviously that's Alabama, but I mean you could say Tua then.
Too, yeah, right? Tua. Yeah, there you go. Tua, Bryce Young.
No, but yeah, listen.
Yeah,
like,
so
that's
it's
a weird trend we're starting to see. And I don't know if it's because of NIL or if it's because of how they're explaining the game to these guys now. But I don't know. I feel like the best players should play at the best programs, right? Or at least your team needs to be doing good enough to be.
When you look at like who the Lions and Eagles draft, they draft players from the best college football teams.
Yeah.
Look how they pan out.
Look at the Eagles. They're literally called the Philadelphia Bulldogs. The Georgia Eagles. Georgia like North. That. Like yeah. But I don't know. It's a weird trend we're starting to see. And I mean, look, if you think of Colorado, you really can't name like more than 3-4 players on that team. And I mean, I didn't watch too much football for Colorado this year, but outside of the two Sanders brothers and Travis, I can't name. I don't even know.
Probably one other receiver.
Yeah, that's it. It's just a weird trend. Normally, you get these unanimous draft picks. I don't even know if Colorado's going to have another first round pick, another second round pick.
Oh yeah, no, not two first rounders. That's it.
I don't know too many other players on the team.
2 first rounders, and maybe like a third or a fourth.
Yeah, and I think that plays like a factor into the team success. Like
for sure.
Like 2 players can't make up the whole roster, right? But with that, I'm also gonna pick Miami. Got a little off topic there, but no, I think Miami's too much. Cam Ward is playing outstanding football, except for a couple weeks ago he had a rough outing. But yeah, I can't see Iowa State winning this one. Next one, we got it on here only because of the name of the bowl game. It's the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Miami of Ohio at Colorado State.
Snoop get a bowl.
No, Snoop's completing side quests, man. He's in everything.
I'll just go. I don't know anything about 2 teams, so I'm just gonna go Colorado State.
Yeah, I'll pick Miami of Ohio. We'll just pick different ones here.
That's fair.
Why not, right?
Why not?
Next up, we got the Valero Alamo Bowl.
Oh, this is a good one.
This one's a good one. Should be. I think.
Should be.
I think it'll be. I think it'll be one-sided, but a little bit better than some of the other games.
Yeah, just because the stars are playing.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a little better.
Yeah, I agree. We got 17 BYU at 23 Colorado.
Go Colorado.
Yeah,
Colorado BYU. They're frauds. They're frauds. I don't like BYU. I don't. Every one of their team is just old. There's like 27, 28-year-olds on their team, like multiple of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
go out. Yeah, Colorado. Nothing else.
I've been saying this, I think, every week. I think BYU's frauds.
Even frauds.
BYU's almost always
They're
frauds.
fraudulent.
Another great example of a quarterback coming from a random school is Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Turned out.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these quarterbacks that are coming, going backtracking for a second,
Yeah,
a lot of these quarterbacks coming from random programs don't do as well as the guys that come from like the better programs.
yeah.
if
I'm
that
sorry.
makes sense.
Having a good pro day doesn't mean you're gonna be good in the NFL, guys.
Yeah, like
I think Zach Wilson fooled everyone with that one crazy throw he had. Remember that? So
yeah, got him drafted.
yeah.
Um,
It's like that's the secret sauce.
I guess so.
Get
But
your rookie signing deal and just be bad.
yeah, no,
Even though he low-key played better than Aaron Rodgers this year.
he actually did.
I know,
but
you're right.
the Broncos actually have like their QB room is like they're all like best friends. I don't know if you saw their like families were all together for the holidays.
Really?
Like it's like a cool dynamic. Like all
Oh.
three quarterbacks, their wives, and like
That's
they even
nice.
had some other people like hanging out for the holidays. They
That's
all had
sweet.
matching pajama sets too, which is
that's a little.
it's a little crazy, but
It's a little crazy.
it's still listen great. You want that though for a team
Yeah,
chemistry.
team chemistry. You're right.
That's
Team
amazing.
chemistry.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna pick Colorado here as well. I think BYU's frauds. Colorado has all of their starters playing, including the Heisman winner
Yeah,
and
Travis Hunter, and probably the
the-
first round pick.
the top 2 projected picks
Yeah.
in the draft. So give me the Buffs. Next we got a game that shouldn't even be close. 11 Bama at Michigan, and this is for the Relia Quest Bowl.
Rematch against last year's semifinal game in Pasadena. Obviously, we know how that one went down. This is not that though. So give me Bama. Roll Tide.
You think Nick Saban gave him a call? Like, listen,
Yeah, like
you need to lock
murder
in.
these guys.
If it's
murder these guys.
because I would personally.
Yeah, murder
I
these
mean,
guys,
maybe I'm a
murder
little
these guys.
biased, but
Yeah, F Michigan. Go,
yeah.
Roll Tide.
yeah. Listen, I'm rocking with the Tide. I've been saying that multiple times this year. It's not worked out too many times.
Yeah.
I'm still rocking with the Tide.
Hell yeah.
Let me get a jam touchdown. I like that dude, the running back.
So
Jam.
Bama running back just transferred to Michigan though.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know who that was.
Terrible.
But
It's the backup.
Oh, okay,
But,
okay.
I think Jam's an underclassman, so he'll have another year though.
That's clutch.
I could be mistaken though. Unless he declares.
Roll Tide.
I'm not too
I
familiar
wish I
with
wore my
that.
Alabama shirt. Roll Tide. Let's pull up. Roll Tide.
Next we got the Cheez-Its Citrus Bowl. What weird name.
Weird concoction. Cheez-Its and citrus. Like there's like two opposite sides.
Yeah, I mean they just combined 2 bowl names essentially. I swear the Cheez-Its Bowl used to be a thing, the Citrus Bowl used to be a thing. Boom. Cheez-Its
They
Citrus
were, weren't they?
That's what I thought they were.
They were. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe
No,
it was
you're not.
Cheez-Its
You're not
Citrus
tripping.
Bowl.
No, it's
But,
it was the cheeses and the citrus. They were separated.
Yeah,
That's
but
weird.
it is 15 South Carolina at 20 Illinois.
Illinois sucks. Illinois is so fraudulent. South Carolina, if they just won one extra game, they could have been a playoff team, in my opinion, too. Their defense is good. They have a pretty good quarterback. I like South Carolina. South Carolina by a million.
I agree.
Oh my gosh, the Valencia Ricos, they'll be like the Cockaboos. Go Cockaboos.
No, I agree. Listen, South Carolina's been playing really, really well. Not this year, but I think next year they could make a playoff appearance.
Oh, yeah,
like
for sure.
truly.
Yeah,
I don't know what the recruiting class is looking like. Obviously, that plays a huge role, and transfer portal could change overnight.
Yeah.
But I like South Carolina in this one.
Yeah,
so
me too. South Carolina.
give me that. Normally, I try to pick Big Ten with Big Ten, but
Not
Illinois
is
and Michigan, I'm not
They're just
picking this week.
horrible. Just really bad.
Let me get into the quarterfinal playoff games.
Quarterfinals. I'm excited for these.
There's
These gonna be really
there's
good.
some good games here.
They're gonna be really good.
Let's start off with the Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
The Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
Right, we got 4 Penn State at 9 Boise State. Boise State obviously had the bye week last week, so Penn State had to work a little bit harder.
Okay, so we have Penn State, Boise State. Boise State, obviously, you guys know my beef. Not beef, but why I thought Travis still kind of deserved it. Because the strength of teams that Boise was playing, being in the Mountain West, you're playing teams like San Jose State, Colorado State, Wyoming.
What's Colorado? They're Big 12 or something?
What do you say?
What's
No,
Colorado's?
Colorado State.
Oh, Colorado State.
Yeah.
What's Colorado in?
Oh, they're Big 12.
Big 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just, I think, they did play a really good Oregon team at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Again, this is a different Oregon team than the beginning of the year. And I still think that Oregon's offense is what carries them a lot
Yeah.
compared to their defense. They allowed, I think, 38 points scored by Penn State in the Big Ten championship game. The offense kept scoring, though, so it really didn't matter. Penn State has one of the best defenses in the country with a decent offense, an offense that can get by.
They have a great D line.
They have a great D line. Abdul Carter, I think he's projected he's like an edge rusher.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a first rounder easily. So I think this will be their biggest test. Gentie's biggest test against a real team, a real D line.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Penn State here though.
Penn State.
I'm gonna go Penn State here.
I
think it'll be a good game, but I'll go
I
Penn
think
State.
it'll be a great game. Not the best game of the playoffs. But I don't know. I just don't think Boise's had enough real opponents, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like
saying.
we get into the strength of schedule, and it's like hard because I mean they've played only Oregon, right? You look at
Yeah.
it, that's like their only real test. Half the teams they probably played didn't even make bowl games,
Yeah.
and so
Oh, you're right. I didn't think
like
of that. Holy crap.
I don't know. It's just a tough. And then you got Penn State, right? Penn State's always playoff ready, essentially. And they don't
Yeah.
always make the playoffs, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like they're always building a team that can be competitive.
And this is not Ohio State or Michigan, so we
No.
know they could win it.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Penn State here as well. I don't know how Jonty's gonna do really. I mean, this is probably the best defense he's
That's
played
what I'm
all year.
saying. Like,
This might
we'll
even be the
see.
best defense he's played in his career.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
So we'll see how he does against that.
It-
I'll be more than willing to give him my flowers if he does what he was doing against these smaller schools against Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, what's the rushing yards and what's the stats you need him to have?
I need to see. I think he'll score a touchdown.
Yeah, I
But-
agree.
If he does, because if you're looking at it like the teams that he played, he was getting like 30 carries a game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I
You
think he's
get-
still gonna get like 25 carries.
yeah, he'll get over 20 carries for
But-
sure. But if that could
That's a lot.
also be the downfall of you get so many carries. Penn State's gonna notice that, they're just gonna just attack him. I think he won't get more than
That's
2
the
3
thing
yards
about-
a carry.
That's the thing about run is like
3 yards a carry.
I mean he's been averaging a ton, but
That's what I'm saying.
but
Yeah,
Penn State's defense is crazy, and that's the thing about run is once you know they're gonna run it, it's
it's
easy
kind of
to,
easy
like,
to scheme for it.
yeah,
It's really
like
easy
you
to
just
scheme
load the
for.
box essentially, and
Yeah.
if it's an outside run, you have your edge rushers run a little wider,
Yeah,
but force him inside.
I need
but-
him at least 100 yards. I think if he gets 100 yards on 25 carries, that's like 4 yards a carry.
Yeah,
4 yards a carry, that's amazing. So I say at least 100 yards on 25 or less carries,
okay.
and at least a touchdown. I
That's
think that's very fair.
I think that considering the entire offense runs through him.
Yeah,
And I know in his Heisman like conversation, he was like, "Listen, teams have to game plan specifically for me every game, and I'm the only thing they really game plan for." He didn't say that exact thing, but like
well, he was
that's
getting at,
basically what was implied.
because everything else,
which he's not
Boise
wrong,
State's non-existent.
I don't know. I can't see Boise State walking away with it in this one.
me either, so
But I agree to your point with the
the
exact prop.
stats. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
If he pulls off 150,
Oh, yeah.
if he gets 150 yards, give him his flowers.
Yeah,
you
give us
know?
our, yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested to see the yards per carry though for this one. More
Yeah,
specific,
then me too.
more than total yards, because I mean I don't know if you've watched Boise State play a couple games. He gets like 2-3 yards a carry, and he'll bust it out for like 60 yards.
Yeah,
That's what kind of. So
Those
it'll be
are yards per
interesting to see what
carry.
his yards per carry is
Yeah.
here.
go Penn State.
I agree. Next up, we got the Peach Bowl with 3 Texas, 12 Arizona.
Texas, Arizona State is just bad.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It's a
put-
cool
I'm gonna put up
story.
some horns.
Yeah, it's a cool
Um,
story, but Arizona State is bad.
Listen, yeah, Arizona State's not competitive
They're not.
enough for that.
In
I
the
don't.
Big 12.
They could shock the world here, right? But this is the same Arizona State team that earlier in the year was like, if you go to Arizona State and you can kick a football, come on down to the practice facility tomorrow.
Yeah,
We want you.
yeah,
right?
I don't
Like,
trust them.
How can you go from that at the beginning of the season to, oh, we're in the second round of the playoffs?
Yeah, just
right?
out of BS, that first round bye they didn't deserve, but
No,
yeah, Texas is gonna shut that down.
This
quick.
might be terrible, but I think Arizona State was the worst team to get in the playoffs.
them or SMU, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that game would have been great,
Yeah, SMU.
Um,
I was say,
but between those two teams,
yeah,
they're undeserving, right?
yeah, I agree.
And obviously it'll change with time how the playoff bids are enforced essentially. It's the first year with this, but I don't know. I just think it's not even gonna be close. So
Yeah,
Texas is gonna.
Texas.
Next we got the Rose Bowl, a little rematch, 6 Ohio State at 1 Oregon.
This is gonna be. This is
Oregon's undefeated, right?
this like. Oh, remember how a few years back it was like Georgia and Ohio State in the semifinals.
Yeah.
That game, and everyone was like, that was like the national championship. Because, then Georgia went on to kill TCU. I think that was the year.
Yeah. Because TCU.
This is what I think is similar.
TCU beat Michigan that
year. Yeah, they beat Michigan that year. Yeah. This is, I think, is a similar situation. This really is like, I know the rankings don't say it, but these are like the two best teams in college football, in my opinion. I really do think so.
I kind of agree, right?
I really do think so.
I think Oregon is definitely the best team this year.
Yeah.
I would say Texas is right behind them, and then I'd say Ohio State. I still think Texas is a little bit more. They've played better this year, and the losses aren't as bad as Ohio State's.
Michigan. Yeah, but losing to the same team twice kind of sucks.
Yeah,
that's one thing. That's one.
Who do you think? I mean, they've played each other. They're familiar.
Yeah, they played each other. It was in Eugene at Autzen Stadium. Home field advantage for Oregon. That stadium is one of the hardest places to play in the country.
I mean, it's still out west.
It's still out west, but Ohio State fans do travel.
Yeah, I'm sure Oregon fans will too.
Oh yeah, they will. Yeah, it's easy for them.
Yeah. Hop in the car, guys. We're going.
The last time they played each other was actually the 2015 national champ, or the first year of the playoff, college football playoff, the national championship game, Ohio State versus Oregon. When Zeke ran for like a bunch. I thought
Zeke was special, man.
The reason I'm gonna say Ohio State, I think. Listen. I'm gonna say Ohio State. I think that, again, a different Ohio State team, obviously a different Oregon team too. Ohio State's defense compared to Oregon's defense. I think Oregon's offense will have a harder time with Ohio State's defense than Ohio State's offense will against Oregon's defense, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, that's completely.
That's why I think I'm going to give it to Ohio State. I don't think this game will be more than a touchdown. In terms of the final score.
What was it the first time? You remember?
It was 1 point, 31-32.
Okay, that's right.
31-32.
That's crazy.
I think Ohio State gets the revenge. I'm gonna go Ohio State for this one.
I'm kind of just like thinking right now.
Ohio State.
Oregon's
defense at Penn State scored 38 points. And I can name some stuff, bro. Jeremiah Smith could be a first-round draft pick this year.
And he's 18. 19, whatever it is, yeah.
I'm gonna go Ohio State.
This is hard because if Ohio State beats this, right, and they say whatever happens, I know Michigan fans are gonna be like, well, we still beat that Ohio State team, right?
That's Sam. This gonna be so annoying, but
that's what's gonna happen.
This is just like when we beat them in 2021.
Yeah,
and it's like we were like, oh, we still be, and they were like, oh, we don't care about you guys. We're over here in the playoff. We much rather lose to you. It's the same thing, Michigan fans. Ohio State would much rather lose to Michigan. If I'm a Ohio State fan, and if I was guaranteed like a semifinal or even championship, game winner or to win a championship, but lose to Michigan every year. They can have it. I don't care.
But I think on that note, I'm still gonna pick Oregon.
Really?
I mean, to your point, that Ohio State team is incredibly talented.
This on paper, they're like the most talented team in the country. But they just crapped the bet against Michigan, and this is not Michigan.
I mean, I really think Ohio State's gonna come out with vengeance, considering that was their last game of the season, right? That's the last time they played football was a loss to Michigan.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that sits a little bit differently with them. Huh?
With Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee technically, but
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I don't know.
It's still gonna sit.
I think
it's for Ryan.
I'm still gonna pick Oregon.
This is Ryan. This is for Ryan's day's job. He has to win it all.
Honestly, it very well could be. I'm gonna pick Oregon here though. They've proven all year they're the team to beat.
Yeah, they have.
And nobody has.
No one has.
But I think it's gonna be a great game.
Oh yeah,
that's definitely. If you're gonna watch one game all weekend, that's
gonna be the best game to watch, 100%.
Then we finish it off here with our final college football pick is the Sugar Bowl. 5 Notre Dame, 2 Georgia.
Georgia doesn't have a starting quarterback. When they played their backup quarterback, that's when Carson Beck got hurt in the SEC championship game. They let him throw some rinky-dink screen passes. They were just kind of running the ball for the once Beck got hurt.
He's not even that good. I want to point out.
He's really not, but he's still a starter.
Unfortunately.
And so Notre Dame's defense is legit in my opinion. They're very legit.
Yeah, they figured it out.
Yeah, they figured it out. Without the starting quarterback, there's no way I see Georgia winning this game. So I'm gonna go Notre Dame.
I agree.
I'm going Notre Dame.
I'm also gonna pick Notre Dame. Georgia's been inconsistent this year.
They have been.
First time in the past few years I can say that
This is not the same Georgia. Yeah,
this is a
not the
completely
one that we're
different
used
team.
to. Yeah,
And their defense hasn't been as dominant as past. It's still a great defensive team, don't get me wrong, but I think Notre Dame's going to walk away with the win here,
Oh, yeah.
especially if the quarterback Carson Beck doesn't play for Georgia.
Yeah, 100%. I got Notre Dame.
It's going to be a good game though.
Yeah,
I think it'll come down to a touchdown.
That would be the second best game
if Carson Beck plays. If Carson Beck doesn't play, I have no clue what.
He's out for all. He's
out.
Yeah, he went to like LA to get like surgery on his elbow.
Oh, that's right.
He's out for the entire playoff.
It's gonna be a close game. I think it'll end up being like a 10-point win for Notre Dame here.
Yeah, I'll go Notre Dame.
And the Irish.
Go Notre Dame.
But yeah, that wraps up our college football games here. Let us know what you guys think.
Now it's time to talk about what really matters.
Now it's time to talk about some serious stuff.
Detroit Lions.
Let's talk about real quick. We did miss 3 football games on Christmas.
Oh, yeah, the blowouts. I think the margin of victory between the 2 games yesterday, the Chiefs and Steelers and Ravens Texans, the losers scored a combined 12 points. Believe it or not, the winners scored a combined 60.
I don't know if you saw LeBron James tweeted out, "Sorry NFL, Christmas Day is still ours." I agree. I'm not watching football on Christmas.
Yeah, especially when it was on Netflix too.
Yeah,
like, that's just.
If I'm watching anything, I'm watching NBA. Right. The Celtics. I want to shout out. I'm a little disappointed they still don't do the Christmas jerseys.
Oh yeah,
those were beautiful. But the Celtics complimented, and they were the only team that really did like a Christmas kind of parody with their green jerseys. They wore red accessories, and I thought that was nice. See that. Yeah, but no, listen, it's still. I don't know why the NFL did that.
Money.
They haven't done that in the past, and I don't know how many people actually watched.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see the viewership. Yeah, to the NBA. I gotta see that actually.
Yeah,
but Zach,
but that's okay.
Coming off of a heartbreaking loss. You see, a lot of people were mad at the loss to Buffalo. I wasn't mad at the loss. I was just detrimented by the injuries that we accumulated during that loss to Buffalo. Coming out of loss to Buffalo, you only lose by 4 points. Goff has one of the best games he's ever played. And
Josh Allen had one of the best games he's ever played
too. It was an offensive showdown. You lose McNeil and you lose Carlton Davis.
And David Montgomery.
Jeez. You're on the road the following week at Minnesota. They're a dead team. They're a bad team. I don't know if you saw the DJ. Oh gosh, the Bears, not Minnesota. They're a dead team. They're a bad team. You see DJ Moore. He just wants to. He just wants vacation.
I think it's going to be scary when they have Ben Johnson at head coach next year. I think the odds are bigger that he takes the job than staying with the Lions or going anywhere else even.
Easily win if they win the bowl. But so how do you think the Lions did? Because personally, they handled business. They did what they had to do against a bad team. They beat a team minus Terrion Arnold's one, like his eyes were in the backfield. He let Keenan Allen get behind him. Minus that, you beat
Keenan Allen's a great receiver.
He's a great receiver. Terrion Arnold's still a rookie.
It's not like I don't even know who their bad receivers are anymore, right? I'd be a little more upset if it was Odunze that did that. I agree. Keenan Allen, that's a respectable.
He's a veteran. You essentially walk into their house. You essentially beat them by 17, but realistically, like 27 points.
Yeah.
And Goff has a great game. It's outside. He again breaks the narrative of he can't play in the cold. He can't throw deep. Gibbs carries the load of running back very convincingly.
He did a very good job.
No less pep in his step at all. Looked like Gibbs, if he didn't have to carry the load with Montgomery still around.
It truly looked like he could be a running back one.
Easily.
I mean, obviously that's I didn't mean it like that. I just mean he could be like a solo.
Yeah, like a solo guy.
It doesn't even look like he needs someone to complement his game as we've been doing.
Exactly. J-Mo does what he's supposed to do. Everyone just did. The defense showed out still, in my opinion. And I just think they handled business. They did what they had to do. And it provided a little like a breath of fresh air to me. Like, okay, obviously it's a bad team. They're still an NFL team. They're a division rival.
Yep.
You go there, you handle business
in the
cold, all the injuries in the cold, all these injuries and still, and it's just like, okay, the ceiling's not falling. Minus what everyone was saying after the Bills game.
Yeah.
You did what you have to do. we're good. Let's survive in advance.
Yeah.
Survive in advance.
That's
what
that's a great way to put it right now.
Yeah.
That's
I
been
was,
I think
it was
the
like,
mentality.
okay, like let me stop freaking out about the injuries. The season's not over. I was feeling really doom and gloom after we lost to the Bills. Again, not even because of the loss, but the injuries.
See,
it's like,
I didn't feel I didn't
good.
feel bad about the loss to the Bills because
Sure.
going in, I thought we were going to lose that one.
Yeah.
The fact that it was as close as it was with as many injuries as we
100%.
kind of had, was I think a great thing, right? We're still in like the reserves kind of.
Yeah, 100%.
Like we're running on fumes here on defense, I feel like. But the fumes are kind of picking up pace.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah,
they're getting as better. These new players start, Jamal Adams now here 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is. He's learning the playbook, right? Which I feel like for the Bills and the games a little bit before, we've been running a simpler version of what our team can really be.
Yeah,
because obviously they're still NFL talent and their knowledge is crazy, right? But I feel like when you go to a new scheme, when you go to anything, you still got to dumb it down. Yeah, and learn.
And, 100%.
And now that they've been here a little bit longer, they're learning more, and it's starting to look a little more fluent.
Yeah,
I feel like the Bears really showed that.
Yeah,
100%. Defensively speaking.
Yeah,
offense we never fumbles. Offense we never really skipped a beat.
Yeah, you forced a couple fumbles and you lost 17 points in an NFL game. You can't ask for too much for that.
17 points is amazing, honestly. If our defense can hold every team to 17 points, that's a winnable game. And if we don't win it, that's on our offense.
And it's nice too. We got Melifonwu back this season, this year. I'm sorry, that game. Mosley wasn't on IR. He was active. I don't know how much he played. I don't think he played at all, but he was active. And now, you start to see players like, okay, Jalen Reeves-Maybin is starting to come back. They're starting his 21-day window.
Anzalone's getting ready to come back.
Carlton, probably like the NFC Championship, but pieces are starting to slowly come back. Pieces that obviously they're still, we still don't have Hutch, we still don't have McNeil, who are crucial.
Yeah, that's
crucial. But you're getting familiarity. You're getting really good players back. You're getting players who are in place, who are going to be put in positions you don't need Jamal Adams and Quan Alexander and David Long and people like that. And so,
but I think that shows that we can move them, right? Their willingness to go step up. Jamal Adams has never played linebacker in his life.
Nah,
but if you watched, he played almost every rep in the linebacker area.
Yeah.
And I think that shows the willingness to succeed, right? You have guys willing to go outside of their comfort zone. Obviously, he's played strong safety his entire career, but he's willing to adapt to, obviously get a job.
Yeah.
But he wants to win, you know? And that's the best part about all these guys is as we're getting more pieces back, it's making us obviously stronger.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we still have guys that, say Anzalone needs to play inside more. We have guys that can now go play what Anzalone was doing earlier in the year.
Exactly.
With full comfort. And I feel like as we're getting these injuries back, it's kind of like that Thanos meme from the Endgame where he puts the stone on the gauntlet, right? And he like powers up or whatever.
Just getting it slowly but surely. We're not
he's
all
getting stronger, right?
Yeah. Oh, and Cleve Raymond. I forgot about that. They started his huge too. Special teams. So, like I said, just get that number 1 seed. That's all we need. Having that in our back pocket would just.
Plus, we got Teddy Bridgewater back. I'm not sure what that does, but he's here.
Give him 2 rings. Give him another ring. Let's give him another ring.
He got one with the high school team this year. For those of you that don't know, he retired to coach his alma mater in Florida, and they won the national championship there in high school football.
Yeah, it was bad. They won like 60-12.
It was not even close.
It wasn't close. It was pretty crazy.
And then we just brought him back. I thought that was a little interesting, but listen, I love Teddy Two Gloves. I'm not opposed. He's I'm sure a great locker room guy, and that's probably
he provides that veteran presence. J-Mo said how much he meant to him.
Why would you
maturing in the NFL? Why wouldn't you want that? He's familiar with the organization, the coaches, and everything.
He's familiar with the schemes we've been running.
Exactly. But I don't think he affects Hendon Hooker. Like if Dolph went out, I think the line is still putting.
I agree. I think he's here more for like a motivational guidance kind of.
100%. Yeah, just that veteran presence. Yeah,
because if you remember last year for the playoffs, we signed Zach Ertz as we got to that little stretch, and people were like, "Oh, hopefully he mentors." Porta and help these guys out, and he did kind of do that a little bit.
Yeah,
but I think it's a lot easier for a quarterback to be a mentor, because especially him, he's been around the league forever.
It's been a while, but
I remember when he was on the Vikings all those years ago.
Yeah,
like Adrian Peterson.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
wild.
I do remember that. Wow.
That was
He's been
that was
here
like towards
for
the
a
end of the
minute.
AP prime, but like
Wow.
yeah,
you're
he been
right.
bouncing around for a second.
Yeah, he's been in here for a
Um,
minute, but
but yeah, no, that's great. Listen,
yeah.
it's going to be truly beneficial for. I mean, listen, if I think it's more of like a locker room thing, right? I feel like that's all of Dan Campbell's. It's like locker room mentality,
Mhm.
and it's gonna help us
Yeah.
down the stretch.
Now we'll just go to San Francisco and do what you did to Dallas.
Yes, I mean
This is a revenge game. This is
The San
personal.
Francisco team
This is a personal game.
is
They're dead too.
not good.
They're dead.
They've given up.
They can't make
They're
the
having
playoffs.
locker room issues. They're having everything. Brock Purdy's not worth whatever contract he signed. That insane contract that it was. Deebo Samuel's playing like a bum.
Yeah.
He needs to be humbled, I think. Him and that remember the CJ Gardner Johnson stuff?
Oh yeah. I remember
That stuff was hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. That's
Lions
kinda,
3.5 point favorites going to San Fran on Monday. So just I think the name of this game is it's gonna be who's gonna play better, the Lions offense or the 49ers defense, because those are probably the two most intact pieces
yeah.
to both of these teams. Obviously, our defense is cooked, and I think their offense is kind of cooked with no CMC. They
No
still have
Ayuk.
Debo, but no Ayuk.
Their
No
backup
Trent Williams.
Their backup running backs also hurt.
Yeah,
So
all
they're
their backup
on
running
third
backs are
string
cooked.
too.
No Trent Williams
But-
either. So
And Debo looking double in size, half
I
the
think
ability though.
I think we'll be able to contain
Um,
him. Like, there's no.
I'm not worried about their offense.
Yeah, I'm not worried about their offense really. So just
It should be a nice
handle
matchup.
your business. Do what you have to do, and we're gonna take this 1 week at a
I
time.
gotta say I'm a little worried about the inside for our offense because Fred Warner kind of locks that down.
Oh,
He's been playing amazing football this year.
Oh, and they still have Bosa too.
They do still have Bosa. So listen, but we still got Panay, we got
We still,
Taylor Decker.
Panay's gonna.
We got all these guys, even Zettler. I don't know what the left guard's name was for this past week, but he's our backup left guard. He played.
Oh, Mahogany. Christian Mahogany. He played great.
Outstanding.
He played for Graham Glasgow. He played great.
Yeah, I saw a clip where he was like supposed to block like
Yeah,
the left
and someone
side,
was-
but nobody was
no one
there.
was there,
So
so
he
it's-
looked to his right and
Wow.
absolutely
Just
bodied
yeah.
some guy.
Christian Mahogany
And
played really good.
that
I
was-
was happy with that.
Yeah, listen, if our backups are playing like that for offensive line,
Yeah.
I'm not honestly offensive line. I think has been the one thing I wasn't worried about at all this year.
Yeah, me neither.
Obviously we've had Taylor Decker out.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of other injuries with Glasnow and whatever else, but that our offensive line has stayed consistent. We've really built up the trenches, and it's amazing.
Yeah. So
Maybe that's a little sentimental.
no,
for me. I don't know.
I noticed.
I'm a sucker for a great
He played
offensive
great.
line.
I think he
so-
allowed one pressure, no sacks, no hurries. Like it was.
Yeah.
I think he played a great game, and he's a
did.
rookie, by the way.
Yeah,
He's a
yep.
rookie, so he has a lot of time to develop. Having that depth at guard is
It's
important.
huge.
It's huge. So when
And,
it's a person
I know
Glasgow
Zeitler's
that's
only
hurt-
on a 1-year too.
Yeah, he is.
So
he
maybe
is.
maybe Mahogany ends up getting a starting role next year.
Yeah, so we'll see about that.
Yeah.
But I was happy about that too.
With that being said, you want to take it into
Yeah, let's do some
picks this week?
Do some picks. Okay, so we miss the Christmas games, but F them. Who cares? I don't really want to pick the Chiefs.
Hope you guys had a good holiday and
Yeah, there you go.
you know,
So the first game that we're having is tonight. Seahawks travel to Chicago to go against the Bears. We got them.
I'm picking the Seahawks. I mean, Kenneth Walker's still out, which is killing my fantasy team. By the way, Evan and I are playing for 5th place in our fantasy league.
We are today.
Th-
This week.
This week's our final little week here. Yeah, I think you're projected to beat me now because my team's kind of
My team's
hurt.
not that bad either. My
Um,
team's not that good either.
yeah. I was projected to win, and then Kenneth Walker's out, and now now Evan has like a 60-something% chance to beat me. Whatever. On to whatever. Season's over. I don't care. I didn't lose. That's the motto for the league.
yeah, that's don't lose.
Just don't lose. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Seahawks here.
Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks too. They're
Yep.
winning 4.5 against the Bears. The Bears are dead. There's no way. With Seahawks, I still mad at you for not doing your job against Minnesota last week.
Yeah.
Saturday games. Chargers, Patriots.
Which, by the way, it's why do we have Saturday games again? Like
I don't know.
it's getting out of hand. I
They
feel
just
like,
want more
but
money.
yeah,
Chargers laying 4.5. Do you think? I want to ask you.
they're favored 4.5.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to cover
Yeah, they're gonna win.
by more than 4.5?
They're gonna win. They better. It's the Patriots, man. The
Uh-huh.
Patriots aren't. Patriots are. They need a lot, right? They really do.
They're dead too.
Um,
Chargers are still in playoff contention.
but the Chargers don't have Dobbins. I don't think.
Doesn't matter.
And they don't
Patriots
have their
fall.
backup running back either, but they'll be fine.
I'll take the Chargers and the
Still
points as
picking-
well.
yeah.
Yeah, Chargers and the points. Broncos Bengals on
This is gonna be a
Saturday.
good one.
Bengals laying actually they're favorites. They're laying 3.5 against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Who you got?
It is in Cincy, right?
It is in Cincy.
So
it is in Cincy.
I saw John Gruden. He was really funny in a clip from the Barstool stuff the other day. He was like, "A big cat. I'll give you $10 for every defensive Broncos player you can name me." he goes Pat Surtain. He says some linebacker I forgot the name of. And he goes, well, that's $20. like we always talk about how the Broncos have great defense, but other than Pat Surtain, I don't even know if I can consistently name one of them
at all.
But I don't know that they've been playing really well this year. I want to point that out. Bo Nix is proving another quarterback that came from a big school,
a better
playing
school.
into what we talked about earlier here. But I think I'm going to pick the Bengals. You know, Joe Burrow, not happy right now with how his team's performing, and I know none of the players are either. So,
I was going to pick the Bengals as well. I think that they just that offense. I think somehow I feel like I think they're going to make the playoffs. Just like they do every year. They start off so bad and they just end up making it to the end of the end of the year. So
their Super Bowl run, Loki, needs to be looked at again.
Yeah,
they play amazing.
Crazy, but I'll pick the Bengals as well.
Eli Apple at corner.
It's like having Sutton or Vildor.
No, that's worse.
I got Bengals. Cardinals travel to LA, a divisional game to take on the Rams. No one's clinched the West yet, NFC West.
Cardinals just came off a loss to the Panthers too.
Yeah, Cardinals coming off loss to the
That's
Panthers.
huge.
Rams are favored by 6.5.
The Rams have been playing amazing football. They really have. They've looked really fluent. Cooper Kupp didn't play well last game, but everybody else did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock with the Rams actually for this.
Yeah, I'll pick the Rams too. I'd be scared to play as a Detroit line. I'd be scared to play them.
Yeah,
especially with our team now. I'd be terrified to play them.
Yeah,
we get no.
It's kind of funny. It's like we talked about earlier in the year that we thought their defense would miss tremendously from Aaron Donald.
I don't know. Maybe
they've kind of picked up where they left off.
Yep.
I mean, could you imagine how good they'd be if they still had Aaron Donald?
Oh, he'd be insane.
Like he just retired because he got bored, I think.
Yeah. He didn't accomplish anything.
Triple teamed every play. Like, could you imagine? Oh my God. They would be insane.
Sunday games finally. Let's go Jets Bills. Bills favored by 9 points.
I'm gonna pick the Bills.
Yeah.
Jets suck.
I agree.
No other reason.
There you go. Bills, me too. Jets suck. Okay, battle of horrible. Jags laying 1 against the Titans. Both are 3-12.
Jags, Titans. Who's home?
Jags.
Give me the Jags.
I'll go Titans. I don't know. I really don't care.
No.
I'll go Titans. Buccaneers laying 8 to the Panthers at home.
I'm taking the Bucs here. The Bucs are gonna bounce back.
Yeah.
They lost last week to
Cooper Rush.
Yeah, Cowboys. Give me the Bucs.
I will also be taking the Bucs as well. Panthers.
They won. They showed this week though. They showed a very nice outing.
I agree.
It's nice to see Bryce Young finally.
Yeah, it is
getting an opportunity.
If they don't be dummies this offseason, I can see them at least being 500 next season. So we'll see. If they get some pieces.
We'll see. I mean,
pieces together. We'll see.
Their wide receiver core kind of needs to get boosted.
Yeah, a lot. They should have beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that helped. We'll get to it, but that was huge as a Lions fan. Eagles losing.
Yes.
That helped us tremendously.
That was.
Can you believe
amazing.
that? I don't know if
I texted you the second that you called me, but like we were talking right after that happened. We're like, oh my God, that was
just like
that was huge.
That just took another team out the discussion, the talk. That was absolutely
because if they didn't lose, I don't know how obtainable that first round bye still was.
But
now
it's very
still in play.
In our reach. It's right there.
Yeah,
right there. Raiders Saints. Raiders laying 1 at the Saints.
I don't even know who to pick here. I'm gonna be honest.
Actually, I'm gonna say this. I got the Raiders. Saints. 0 points against the only team to be held to 0 points this year. By the way, against the Packers this past Monday in Green Bay. No Kamara. He's done for the season, and I don't trust Spencer Rattler. Give me the Raiders. I'm gonna take the Raiders this week. I don't care, even if it is.
I'm gonna pick the Saints Only because I picked up Jamal Williams as a running back in fantasy this week.
Jeez, are you starting him?
So I can beat you. Kenneth Walker's out. I had to make a business decision.
If
Jamal Williams was the best option.
I'm gonna be so upset if Jamal Williams like actually goes off like 20 points. I'm gonna be so
can we talk about how they put the quarterbacks in the freezer?
Oh, that was
just to lose.
Just to lose.
That was hilarious.
That was awful. Yeah,
I'm
taking the Saints.
I'll pick the Saints there.
I got Raiders. Eagles laying 6.5 at home to the Cowboys. Eagles.
Next question.
Colts laying 7.5 at Zach's team. In was it Rutherford?
East Rutherford.
Rutherford, New Jersey. Colts actually they put up 30 points last week.
Colts aren't a bad team. I want to emphasize that because they had their quarterback struggles earlier in the year, which kind of caused it downhill.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Take me out.
But
take me out.
Jonathan Taylor's still playing outstanding football.
Jonathan Taylor had a crazy game. Crazy.
They still have a great offensive line as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna rock with the Colts here. Giants better lose this game in terms of draft position.
They have number 1 pick now because the Raiders won last week. They now hold number 1 pick. I'll take the Colts as well. Just for Zach's sake, for his team. Dolphins laying 6.5 away at Cleveland. Now, I want to say this: Cleveland looks awful, but
people thought I thought, as well as people out there, I thought Jameis would be the solution. Honestly, he's a great locker room guy.
You're wrong.
He's still
got benched for Dorian.
I want to remind myself of the Jameis Winston that was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, he's still here. He never left. Yeah. He's a great guy though.
Yeah,
don't want to diminish that.
No, he's a great guy.
He needs to be on commentary once he retires. He's hilarious.
So who do I trust more? So it's like you have Dorian Thompson starting on the Browns,
and you have Tua.
Yeah, CT. I was going to even say that. I was going to say the Dolphins playing in sub 40-degree weather.
Oh, I didn't even factor that in.
See, that's what I'm saying. The Dolphins, by the way, are. I don't know if the Dolphins with Tua.
Just Tua in general.
Yeah, you're right. Tua hasn't won a game starting quarterback when the temperature is like less than 30 or 40 degrees.
And that includes
just to put out there.
That includes college.
That includes college,
which is crazy.
Cleveland.
I mean, he went to
awful.
If you think about it, it's not that crazy. I guess he went to Bama, always warm there, and grew up in Hawaii, right?
Yeah,
so always warm there. Cleveland's definitely going to be colder than 40 degrees, though. I'm still gonna rock with the Dolphins. I think he gets his first over 40 win.
It's actually I'm rock with the Dolphins too. In Cleveland on Sunday, it's supposed to be 49 degrees.
What time at cook-off though?
I don't know. I mean, it's a 4 p.m. game. I'm sorry. It's a 4 p.m. game, so I'll rock with the Dolphins.
We'll take the Dolphins.
The Browns, we'll take the Dolphins. Why not? Next we have This is besides our game. This is the biggest game of the week for the Detroit Lions. Flex to a 4 p.m., initially 1 p.m. game. The 11-4 Green Bay Packers are going against the 13-2 Minnesota Vikings. At Minnesota, Vikings are laying 1 point. Zach knows about my reverse psychology. How I've been doing it throughout this year with the Lions and stuff. I am going to jump ship and hope and pray that it works for this game too.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the Minnesota Vikings, but I'm telling you right now, I will be standing in front of my TV with a cheese head because I am going to be screaming, "Go Pack, go!" which I can't believe I just said. But if the Green Bay Packers beat the Minnesota Vikings this weekend, and if the Detroit Lions handle business Monday against the 49ers, regardless of what happens in the regular season finale next week at Ford Field at home against the Vikings, we would hold a tiebreaker. We can still lose, and we can lock number 1 seed by Monday. By Monday at 11 p.m., the Detroit Lions can lock the number 1 seed in the NFC, having that first round bye, and kind of like a 2 weeks bye.
Like
you don't have to play. You don't have to play your starters. You probably will. You don't have to. Dan Campbell probably will.
For like the first.
Not for the first half, maybe, but you don't have to play your starters.
The second one guy gets hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
That game,
take it out.
Done.
Exactly.
Everybody. In this hypothetical.
So, I'm gonna be rooting for the Packers. I'm gonna be the biggest Green Bay fan ever. But the Vikings, they have some crazy, just dark magic. It's almost like the Chiefs. I told Zach last night, they're like the Penn State of NFL football.
Yeah.
They keep winning besides against good teams. I mean, the two
They
losses.
make it there.
Yeah, they make it there. The two losses
they don't know
against
what
the
to do.
Rams and the Lions. So I'm gonna pick the Vikings, but go Pack, go. I'm rooting for the Packers.
I'm gonna pick the Vikings here as well. I'm gonna not
You just don't think-
reverse
you just-
psychology.
You just don't
Nothing.
think the Packers gonna win?
No, I want the Packers to win.
But
I
you
really
don't
want the
think they're gonna
Packers
win,
to
though?
win.
You don't think they're gonna win? But you think they're gonna win, you pick the Packers.
You know what?
I'm just doing it because
You know what? I'm gonna pick the Packers.
There you go. There you go.
I'm picking.
This is not. I gotta remember too. When they first played in Green Bay, Jordan Love was hurt.
That's true.
He was hurt
And
coming off that MCL injury.
Since the Toyota-thon,
He's been
Jordan
playing
Love has
amazing.
been playing some amazing football.
Go Pat, go.
So, I was kind of in the air.
No
on this one,
cheese graters this weekend.
but I'm really not convinced that the Vikings are that legit still. Like,
Dude.
and if not to mention if they lose this game, it would put Dan Campbell back in first for head coach of the year.
Easily, not even close.
So yeah, I'm gonna rock with the Packers here.
I do want to say
with
how
the Lions'
crazy
best
it
interest
is.
in my heart.
I just do want to say how a team that will have less than 4 losses will be the 5th seed in a wild card game and will go on the road in the playoffs in the NFC. I just want to put that out there. That's absolutely ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen that happen in the NFL ever. You lose only 4 games in a 17-game season, and you're in the wild card and playing away in the first round of the playoffs. That's absolutely crazy.
You know what's crazy is I saw some stat about how the 3 best teams in the NFC are all in the NFC North, right? You got
Besides
Lions, you got
Eagles.
Packers,
3 of the 4.
and you got the Vikings.
3 of the 4.
But what's crazy about that is I think it was like 70% of the losses come from each other.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Which is even
Against the
crazier,
rest of the
right?
NFL, they've
They only have like 1 or 2 losses.
like
which is probably from us. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
against
I think
non-division
it was
opponents, it was
3
crazy.
losses total.
Yeah, because we lost to the
and then the rest is
Bills.
all
Yeah, we
division.
lost to the Bills. Vikings lost to the Rams.
Yep.
And Packers they lost to us twice. So that's 4 losses. They lost
Those
to
are division.
No, 3 losses. You're right.
I
Because
think
the
it was
Packers
3.
lost. They lost to us twice and then once to the Vikings.
Yeah.
And have 4 losses. So the Lions, the Packers, and Vikings have only lost 3 games to the rest of the NFL.
Which is crazy.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
But yeah.
That's just dumb to think about. But okay, here we go. Sunday Night Football. Falcons are 4.5-point dogs against the Commanders. The game was in Washington.
I'm gonna pick the Commanders. I saw some funny posts saying Michael Penix is returning to Washington, right? And then all the comments were like, does this guy not realize Washington D.C. is different from Washington State? And that stuff was so funny because like that. I mean, the post is still up, I think, but Twitter's crazy.
Twitter's crazy. There was also a reference between Michael Penix and Michael Vick about male genitalia, but
we're not gonna get into that.
We're not gonna get into that. But I think you guys could pick 1 and 1 together and figure out what we're trying to say.
Yeah, but I'm gonna rock with the Commanders here. I don't know how good Michael Penix actually is.
Yeah.
I had to take an extra second when I'm saying his name just to make sure nothing crazy happens here. But yeah, I'm not sure how good he's gonna play. The Falcons have kind of been on a downward trend. They started really hot.
They started really hot, but
it's just. I mean, it's still better than last year for them, but
then you bench your 9-figure dollar quarterback, Michael Penix.
Worst contract in history.
Yeah, I think so. And then to end off week 16.
You taking Commanders too?
I'm sorry, week 17. Yeah, I'm taking Commanders too. I'm sorry. And to end off week 17 NFL season, Lions laying 3.5 as they travel out west to Santa Clara to go against the team that killed our dreams last season.
Levi Stadium, baby.
Levi Stadium. Yeah, Lions. Next question.
Yeah, I'm also gonna take the Lions. I just can't pick the Niners, right?
They can't. They're dead.
First of all, they are terrible. We talked about this a second ago, but they're terrible this year.
They can't make a playoff. Trent Williams is done for the year.
Yep.
They have a lot of pieces hurt. They still have a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
But I trust our offense even more. Yeah, this is not that again. No. This is not that. This team's different. The mindset of it's different. And I think a lot of players, they're gonna walk and be like, yeah, this is payback. Like, this is revenge. They're not gonna say it to the public, but this is revenge. In that
It-
locker
it's
room, they
it's
know what we're.
time to.
I
I guarantee that
this is
Dan
gonna be
Campbell's
Cowboys
speech is
all
gonna be
over
like,
again.
these are the people that ended your season.
Yeah, they stopped us winning the Super Bowl last year.
Let's end theirs,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Start
so,
it over. Just stomp them. They're already dead.
nail in the
Just
coffin.
nail in
That's
the
what we
coffin.
need.
Yeah.
But that does wrap up our NFL picks now. Again, love to see what you guys say. But yeah, we do have one more thing we wanted to share with you guys, and it was a NBA versus like back in high school we used to find these hypothetical lineups and everything like that. This one it combines two teams, so it's combining Warriors, which have Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond. Everybody knows that team, but they're adding prime Dwight Howard onto it. And then the other team that they're going against is the Chicago Bulls with Joakim Noah, Derrick Rose, adding Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh.
Whoa. Let me see the graphic. Okay. So Curry, KD, prime Dwight Howard, Clay, and Draymond, Joakim Noah, Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, Bosh, and Bron.
This is tough because, I mean, we could go position by position, but Derrick Rose is like a wild card, I want to say, because we never really saw prime Derrick Rose. We saw
Yeah.
23, 22-year-old Derrick Rose win an MVP, and then obviously it went south. I was telling you earlier, I think the biggest wild card in this is Joakim Noah.
Yeah.
Just because he was great defensively and on the board. So I guess it's comparable to Draymond, but he's a center, so he used to go up against Dwight Howard, and that's just not gonna go well, I don't think.
Yeah,
right?
I had to pick Golden State just because I think the Bulls have a way better defense. Don't get me wrong about that. Outside of like Draymond
And Dwight Howard.
But you can't stop that. I'm sorry. You can't stop that. You can't. You saw what happens when Curry and KD team up now, and Clay and Draymond. Now you're just adding a prime Dwight Howard, just a physical 5.
That was the one thing they
presence.
really missed. Like if
Yeah.
I was a huge advocate, right? If that Warriors team added Andre Drummond, it was over, right? Because Andre Drummond's not super skilled offensively.
Nah.
But he'll get every single rebound in the paint. And I thought that would have been crazy for them. But I agree. I think I'm going to take the Warriors here, unfortunately. Because, like, if you look at it, like, Curry in his prime is probably better than Derrick Rose, unfortunately, because we never saw it. But Dwayne Wade's better than Clay, right? Bron's better than KD, but they're going back and forth. Bosh and Draymond is a little tough as well. And then Joakim's really, like, the biggest downside, I would say.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
like,
I think that kills the Bulls, in my opinion.
But I don't want to diminish him. He was a great
he's
player.
Still good, but I'm going to Golden State.
Yeah, and that's everything we have for you. You got anything else?
Go Pack, go.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not speaking those words, but I am rooting for the Packers this week. With that being said, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your holidays. We'll get another video for you next week as well. Go watch some football.
Go watch some football.
It's amazing to watch right now. So
yeah,
take care.
Peace, guys. Be safe.